talk about that.
We are here with Abingdon Olive Oil Company, Casey St. Louis, and Gage Summers. As always, so good to see you.
Always so fun.
Oh, it is always so fun. We are talking literally about just some of those foods that just make you feel warm inside during this year. And you guys are here to kind of get us started for fall, right?
Right.
It's rainy outside, so this is like the perfect day to talk about this.
It is, and we're starting to get into that cooler weather. We're starting to see a lot of tourists come into Abingdon. So in Kingsport, what we're seeing are two festivals this weekend that are very important.
And you guys are going to be involved with both of them, right?
Both of them. The wine festival, of course, always fun. They're expecting around 1,000 people. There we're going to be serving up and sampling the croutons that we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
And then the Walk for Wellness, which is that morning 11 to 2. That's Healthy Kingsport, and it doesn't get any healthier than Kingsport these days.
Yeah.
They're going to make a major announcement, and so everybody can come out and enjoy that.
Sounds like
as
a
well.
lot of fun. And so Gage is putting some of those croutons that you just talked about into butternut squash soup. So let's talk about the croutons first. Tell me a little bit about it, Gage.
Well, our butternut squash soup is, you can make this any way you like. You can make it savory, you can make it sweet, and then you can take it a whole nother level with like the additions that you want to put in there. So what I have today, we've got some of our blood orange olive oil and just some bread and some cinnamon sugar, and that's going to be kind of our sweet crouton base, and that's what I'm putting over the top of the soup.
You just cut up those cubes, bread cubes, and then put them in a bowl.
Do you
and
use
drizzle.
old bread, or do you just go buy a loaf of bread, or?
No, that really doesn't matter. You're going to bake them in the oven for 20 minutes, or do it right there in a skillet. The blood orange we coated with some cinnamon sugar, or our delicious basic seasonings that we sell.
Right.
And so in this case, it's the what'd you use on that? The dill,
wild Fernleaf dill and Sicillian lemon balsamic. So I like a little bit of that Sicilian lemon balsamic added to the bread. Adds a nice little kind of touch of sweetness, and then it really brings out that dill and some of the salt from the flavor. So what we've got going on here, we've got the butternut squash soup, and I've gone ahead and drizzled it with a little bit of the cinnamon pear balsamic. So we're going sweet with the soup, and then our salad's going to be a little bit savory. So we've put some of those wild Fernleaf dill and Sicilian lemon croutons right over the top of some spinach and some shaved Parmesan. And then we've toasted some almonds in our butter olive oil, which is basically the base for my butternut squash soup. I use the butter olive oil and the Tuscan herb olive oil. And what I'm doing is taking a mixture of both the Fernleaf dill and then some of that Sicilian lemon, and this is going to be our salad dressing. So you're just using the same thing, same flavors throughout. And once you start developing a library, see, I'm just swirling this. I don't even have to stir it. And then you can just make that into your dressing.
That looks great.
You want to make your salads look cool. You don't want a boring salad.
Now the butternut squash soup couldn't be any simpler. Gage has one recipe where you caramelize the onions. Mine, you just put the onions right into the bowl, so we brought both kinds. The key is to food process it and make it nice and smooth and creamy.
So tell us a little bit more about what's inside of this soup.
Basically, just butternut squash, and you boil it or you simmer it for 15 minutes. That's it, until that butternut squash is simmer. Mine comes with 14.
Fork tender. You want to make sure that that butternut squash is fork tender. So if you're boiling it in the water, or if you're using chicken stock or vegetable stock, you can make this completely vegetarian. Here we have an option that has cream in it. Casey made one that completely up at the front here with a little bit of rosemary. No cream in it whatsoever, completely dairy-free.
Mine has a tart apple in it. Then you just throw it all in. You don't even need to, you seed the butternut and then chop it before you put it in your pan to simmer. But then you just throw it all, the casing and everything.
Right, and we can see the vibrant color of it. And I mean, this butternut squash soup really reminds me of fall, does it not? And what's great too about butternut squash soup, it's such a good base, and you can add different flavors. Like you can add the sweetness of those croutons, or you can add something more savory.
That's what's fun about all of our product. Not only is it dairy-free, gluten-free, sugar-free, salt-free, but you can make a pot of soup. You always have so much, and use it each night, and drizzle it with something different to create different flavors that go with
like a whole new meal every night.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Well, thank you both so much for being here. We always appreciate when we come back. We'll talk a little bit more about fall and some of their other good ideas for those dinners. In the meantime, make sure you stop by Abingdon Olive Oil. They are in Abingdon and Kingsport, and they will be all around Kingsport this weekend, so make sure you go stop by and check them out. You can head online to abingdonoliveoilco.com as well. So we made our soup and our salad, and of course you guys always bring a dessert with you, and so we are talking about baked pears.
Baked pears, because it's that time of year. And it can be a dessert with ice cream, or it can be a side for your butternut squash soup, a side salad. And what you want to do is just cut off the bottom of that pear so it sits
So rest nice, okay.
Yes. And then you take a tablespoon and you just kind of go through that and pull that out. Now you've got a nice little dollop here. Now here's my story behind this. On a Monday, 2 ladies came in and they said, we had the best side at our church function last Friday night. It was something with pears and cinnamon and blue cheese. Didn't know what they were talking about, but they walked out with our cinnamon pear balsamic.
Okay.
Tuesday, 2 more ladies came in. Best thing at the church function. My husband doesn't even like blue cheese. He went back for seconds. It was the first thing to go.
Wow.
And they walked out with the cinnamon pear. Wednesday, 3 ladies, 3 bottles each, and I said, somebody needs to send that lady in because, you know, this Friday night church thing.
Yeah.
On Thursday, 2 ladies come in for the cinnamon pear again, and she said, I made the best thing for my church function last Friday night. It was the first thing to go. Everybody loved it. And I said, well, praise God, what was it? And she said it was so simple. She just cut up pears, crumpled blue cheese over the top, and drizzled with our cinnamon pear. First thing to go at the church function.
And so easy, too.
So easy. So the lady with her said, my husband didn't like blue cheese either, but he went back for seconds. But she had pears, so she cut them in half, scooped out the stuff, put cream cheese in it, and then baked it in the oven and drizzled with that cinnamon pear.
Wow.
So when you drizzle with there's a natural sugar base in our balsamics. They're made just from the Trebbiani or the Lambrusco grape with that natural sugar. So when you drizzle with that, it gets kind of a crunchy coating on it. Makes it really good. So there's several different recipes you can do. You can use cream cheese, you can use blue cheese and walnuts. I like a lot.
You can make it like
with
almost
the
like a savory, kind of like a soup, a savory or more sweet, right?
Exactly. So we kind of have them lined up here. Josh said we brought so many different balsamics today. Did we bring our whole store?
Yeah.
Not really. We have 86. But the herb de Provence and the lavender balsamic herb de Provence oil. So what you want to do is just brush this with a little oil, put it into your baking dish, bake it for 20 minutes, and then take it out.
At what temperature?
350.
Okay.
And that's on our website and our Facebook. And then take it out, and that's when you put the cheese in there, and either the walnuts on top or the cream cheese, and we did pecans. Herb de Provence lavender. I did lemon and coconut because you love the coconut.
I love the coconut.
So, but it's also delicious with the raspberries. So with the raspberries around, it just seemed like the perfect way, you know, to dress it up and make it nice.
Wow.
For dessert, you can make that ice cream instead of just, you know, leave the cavity.
And of course, you add a little bit of crunch as well.
A little bit of crunch and let it, roast right in there with the pears.
Wow.
And then the blood orange and the cinnamon pear is a perfect combination. So many perfect combinations.
It's so
and again,
easy.
just like the butternut squash, when you're adding these things, you can make it different for everybody. Maybe you don't like cinnamon pear, but you love coconut.
Right.
So I'll drizzle yours with coconut, and I'll drizzle Gage's with cinnamon pear, and mine with the lavender. And
once again, you can kind of tailor it to everyone, so then everyone walks away feeling so full and satisfied. Oh, some great ideas. Thank you so much, Gage and Casey. We really do appreciate it. Make sure you stop by Abingdon Olive Oil Company. They're located in Abingdon and in Kingsport, and they're going to be out and about this weekend in Kingsport. So many festivals going on, so make sure you stop by and come say hi to Casey or Gage, or you can go online to abingdonoliveoilco.com. We're finishing up our time here with Abingdon Olive Oil Company, so we want to say thank you again. Chris is here to try out the pear dessert.
I am actually going to dig in right here. This looks really good.
So while Chris is tasting that, Gage, I know you have some information for our viewers about social media.
Yes, so we're getting very excited. You know, fall is here. We're doing our fall recipes here right now, but we want to hear from you guys. So if you can start to send your recipes in to our Facebook, to our Instagram at Abingdon Oil Company or Abingdon Olive Oil Co. on Facebook. We will start to accept those, and at the end of the month, we're going to choose a winner, and the winner will receive 2 free bottles of their choice from Abingdon Olive Oil Company.
Wow.
So we want to hear from you guys. Get on that Facebook, get on that Instagram, start sending them in. Even if you want to email Miss Casey here, it's on the back of our cards and our website's on the product.
Awesome.
And then we're also doing a whole revamp of our website right now. So if you go and check out our blog, we're going to be adding a lot of recipes that may have gotten lost in the Facebook feed over the years.
The blog is new.
So if you guys want to start to print those off, and you need
Save
like
up
something
the
that's
library when you add bottles to the library, right?
Exactly.
Yes, and then of course we want to talk about this fall trio real quick. What's in it and where and when people can get it?
Those are our best-selling items. So we've got the Tuscan herb olive oil, the blood orange olive oil, and our 18-year barrel-aged balsamic.
The best-selling ones.
And a pour for each one.
Yeah, Chris.
Fantastic, delicious, folks. Abingdon Olive Oil Company has got it on point. They do. Check them out right there in Abingdon and Kingsport.